As dawn breaks over Beirut on December 30th, 2019, a private jet arriving from Istanbul lands at Rafik Hariri Airport. It's reportedly carrying a well-known passenger who breezes through immigration. His 4 passports had been confiscated by the Japanese, but they'd apparently returned a French one to use as an ID, unwittingly aiding his getaway.
It was super early in the morning, and a friend of ours who picked him up from the airport called me and told me, "I have a surprise for you."
Carlos Ghosn has successfully and surreptitiously escaped Japan.
Now I have the impression I'm reborn, and somehow I'm breathing again. I'm alive again.
What was the first exchange between you two like?
We hugged each other and we couldn't talk. I mean, I was so emotional.
And I told her, "You're my lioness," because she has been a lioness through this period. She was alone. She was abandoned by a lot of my friends and my ex-colleagues.
In one sense, it's the end of the line for Ghosn. He's pulled off an outrageous stunt. Yet it's also a new beginning, one with a very questionable future.
Carlos Ghosn is not a true free man. He is, to a certain extent, confined. It's not a jail cell, but he is in a cell of limited options in terms of where he can go.
There's a big risk. It's not like, he escaped to utopia.
While he's still not free to roam the world, he is finally able to speak his mind, and it is laser-focused on fighting the financial misconduct charges related to his time at Nissan.
What is amazing in all the accusations is the amount of lies that has been put on the table. I was in Japan and I was under the control of the prosecutor. Now I'm free, I can defend myself.
If Ghosn wants to ensure people pay attention, his cloak and dagger entrance does the trick.
Well, he's back now in Lebanon, and it's very mysterious how he came back.
What we can do is to provide him a platform where he can speak out and show us his point of view.
Just hours after touching down, word of his getaway makes headlines and spreads around the world.
Multiple reports saying different things. It's not clear if he was released from house arrest.
Now he's in Lebanon. He reportedly got there in a musical instrument case. I am not making this up.
His escape would make for an interesting movie, but his appeal is quite disappointing.
It is an insult to Japanese laws.
Ghosn's elaborate scheme has caught almost everyone off guard, including, it seems, his own lawyers.
It was an unexpected surprise. I'm shocked and confused.
Yet within days, details of the well-kept secret begin to emerge, and officials quickly take action. Japanese authorities raid Ghosn's home in Tokyo and issue an Interpol wanted notice for him.
Japan's reputation is at stake, so they will stop at nothing to try to win.
The next day, 5 suspects are arrested in Turkey.
Obviously, we are following this very carefully.
The former Nissan chairman takes advantage of his newfound infamy and begins waging a PR war against the automaker and the Japanese justice system. His first assault? Announcing a press conference that promises proof of his innocence, he says, and of his need to flee.
You have to remember that for 14 months, he has been submitted to a propaganda machine, a relentless propaganda machine, involving Nissan, then unfortunately Renault.
The Japanese fire back.
We believe defendant Ghosn was involved in some kind of unlawful offense and departed Japan illegally as a result.
They also issue an arrest warrant for Ghosn's wife, Carol, claiming she lied to prosecutors.
I think they wanted him to intimidate him and to tell him, "Listen, we're in control. Do you think you're going to go speak? But look what we're going to do to you." And they did that. I mean, it's just, they're being vindictive.
The car manufacturer weighs in as well, saying Ghosn's flight will not affect Nissan's basic policy of holding him responsible for the serious misconduct uncovered by the internal investigation.
So if you trash somebody enough, something will stick. That's exactly the strategy of the prosecutor and of Nissan.
An army of curious news outlets descends on Beirut for the press conference. But before it begins, Ghosn brandishes his regained power, barring most of the Japanese media.
I think Carlos Ghosn looks at some of the press in Japan as being co-conspirators to a certain extent.
people should get real. It has been one-sided for 14 months. Dozens of documents have been leaked to the media by the Tokyo Public Prosecutor Office or by Nissan, while not being made available to Carlos Ghosn proper lawyers.
Inside, he argues his case in 4 languages, displaying some of the documents his team has discovered and naming a Japanese legal expert, Wataru Tanaka. He's a law professor at Tokyo University, asked to consult on the charge of underreported earnings.
We showed him everything, and we told him, Professor, please, tell us. He said, it's a shame that Mr. Ghosn was arrested for this.
I think he is innocent. I think he is innocent.
But not everyone is happy to hear their name or organization mentioned, like this Nissan executive who Ghosn says conspired against him.
Again, we feel we have been greatly betrayed by him for a second time.
And the Japanese justice minister.
In order to justify his actions, he is appealing to the world.
While Ghosn is able to state his case, the event lasts more than 2 hours and devolves into chaos.
Why I've been treated like a terrorist in Japan, like somebody who's going to hurt other people.
He may be a bit too emotional, though I don't blame him.
And there's a lot of pent-up energy, and you could see it in him. He was saying, I've got a chance to talk, and nobody's going to shut me up.
I like Japanese people. I spent 17 years. I don't regret it. What I regret is specific nomination I've done inside the company, because at the end of the day, I was damn wrong on the people.
Ghosn vows not only to regain his reputation, but to shed light on a flawed system, one he blames for turning him into a fugitive.
I'm going to go and unveil the truth. I want the facts and the truth to be unveiled so the public can judge exactly what happened. I'm also fighting for all the people who are suffering from the system and who do not have the privilege of a name who is known and have not the privilege to have enough financial resources to have good lawyers who can defend themselves.
He's not about to go into retirement. He has a lot of battle to fight.